you have very interesting theories on usage, which can optimize the talents of Andre Russell.
Yeah, I remember Russell from the first time. In fact, he did not report directly. I mean, he came slightly late. He came directly from a West Indies tour. And I remember him, and the one thing about him was the fact that Russell likes to play with a completely uncluttered mind. He does not need to think about balls to hit or not balls to hit. He needs to play with freedom. So where can you play him? Either you can play him while batting first after 14, 15, 16 overs. We're saying hit as many as you can. Where Russell comes into a problem is if you have a target like exactly there was that day, 30 in, 13 at 7 and over or 8 and over, he doesn't know then when to hit or when to defend. And then he gets confused. Yeah. When he plays uncluttered, that okay, I need to hit the ball, that's all I need to do, I can hit. I'm sure if you told him, okay, only defend the ball, I'm sure he'd do a capable job of it. His problem is alternating between the two. So you need to use Russell, deploy him. You can't tell him to ask him to go and decide for himself what the situation is. You got to tell Russell, okay, go out and blaze it, finish it off, or tell him that, okay, boss, this is the situation, just play it out. Don't need to take any risk. So my thing was that day, the last time that they lost against Mumbai, I would have preferred another batsman come in, okay, and tried to get it in singles and with DK come closer. Because then, had that batsman got out and the run rate gone to 11 or 12, Russell was a perfect guy to go out there and say, okay, just go and slam, go and hit.
Yeah, this is the problem, Michael, that with Kolkata that you see, because we hear the same, right? You're hearing that put Baby in the corner, right? Just put Russell in the corner and let him come punching out, right? And he's best for, a 20 ball 40 or a 20 ball 60 even. Then you hear the same about Dinesh Karthik, right? A lot of people say the best way to optimize Dinesh Karthik is don't give him too much wiggle room. Just throw him into the deep end and he will swim for you. And Ewan Morgan shows that he also wants to come at 6. They can't just have everyone waiting for the last 20 balls.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, I think Eoin Morgan, I don't think he undervalues himself, but I don't think he gives himself enough balls in T20 cricket. I think Eoin could push himself further up and play that anchor role, that destructive role. He can play all the kinds of innings. I think Joy's absolutely right that Dre Russ really is just a striker. You just want him to have one thought process when he goes out into the mid. All right, a couple of balls to get their eye in, but then all of a sudden he's just got to hit 6s and 4s. That's got to be his role in the side. And you wouldn't want, and it's not saying that Dre Russ is a clever player at all. He is, but you don't want him to have to think too much.
Yeah.
The only thought process that he needs is to whack it. Just whack it out of the ground. That's why he's in the side. That body of his worries me because every time I see him, he just looks like he's going to snap in half. Eventually, I know it's affected his bowling and sometimes he's not been able to bowl because of that knee, but it will also start affecting his batting. If it is really an issue, and there will come a stage where his batting is affected because of his body also. I hope that's not the case at the minute. I hope he's just had a couple of iffy games. But one school of thought for Dre Russ, just go out there and try and launch.